Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here is my watch list for Boxing Day, December 26th. All right, so it's been a nice day. Yesterday, basically, even though we were anticipating that the SPY was going to be a little slower and that the volume was supposed to be a little lower, interestingly enough, I mean, we had a great day. The moves were pretty clean. Here's a SPY right here. Let's take a look and a quick recap at what the SPY did. It basically just tanked right out of the open. One pop, a nice little double top here. Right here, double top. Basically, it rejected key psychological area and just failed all day. Now, the SPY right now is very oversold, or the market in itself is very oversold. So tomorrow, I don't know how it's going to be like. I mean, I'm going to be preparing for kind of like a chop day tomorrow, even though the market closed off very weak and it looks like it's going to gap down. We don't know yet because the futures market haven't opened. I am personally looking for the SPY to come back up tomorrow around this 235, 235.50s area and then fail and then just chop around this area. That's the plan for tomorrow. As you can see, we are in bear market territory right now. And for the past 10 years from 2009, this uptrend line has crossed and we just snapped the uptrend line. So 240 would probably be around where the uptrend line meets. So in the next few days, I'm looking for the SPY and the overall market to kind of recover, if not chop back up a little bit. What we really want to look for is the market makers and the big money and the smart money to manipulate this market, pop it right back up, looking for this big pop, maybe back into the 250s, 245s area, and then hammer it back down. They would probably want to induce the dumb money, people like us, the retail traders, to think that the bottom is in, and then everybody will start dip buying. That way they can sell it into our buying pressure. Okay, so with that said, the watch list tomorrow, I'm still going to keep short thesis or a bear bias on the market overall. And because I did make plans for the afternoon, I'm gonna probably just be trading the first hour. And within the first hour, I'm picking stocks that's closed very weak. And I'm looking for that wash right out of the gates into some sort of a bottom and then bounce, right? So within the first hour, I'm anticipating kind of like a drop, hit a bottom, and then right back up, and basically hits like a double top and then fall back down tomorrow. My priority is to look for something to come down right away and hit bottom. And I want to capture that move before I leave the house tomorrow. So that said, this watch list is going to be mainly focused on what I think will be a big drop right out of the gates within the first 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll be looking for that move. Now, with that said, let's go into the watch list. Amazon is first up. We had a doji day on what was it? Tuesday, Monday. We had a doji day on Monday, and let me move this right out of the way here. Zoom in a little bit. This doji, the way I would play it, I mean, the proper way to play it is to watch the high and the lows of days, right, and see how it reacts. But we are right into this 1350 area, which is a key psychological whole number on the intraday chart. If I mark off the 1350 here, it's pretty key, right? The number itself, it's a psychological round number. It's a key number. 1360 is even better. As you can see at the open, it popped and failed from there. Right now, tomorrow, I'm looking for like a little pop into the 1350s, which is coincidentally the VWAP as well. And I'll probably give it up to here as my risk, probably, yeah, right there. So if it reclaims, then yeah, 5, 6, 7 points. I'll probably use very small size, maybe 5 shares on it, right? 5, 6, 7 points. That's like $35. So I'll risk $35. Okay, and my plan on it is to try to capture this move from 1350 all the way down to the lows, and I'm looking for 40 points. Okay, 5, 40, $30. So my risk is about $7, and my downside, the overall trade here, the plan is 40 cents. So $7 and $40 to the downside. That's my risk and reward, and that's the plan for tomorrow on Amazon. Of course, overall, the overall thesis, though, I think the stock is going to come up to around this 1360, maybe even 1370 area, and then fail from there, and then we could bring it back down. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? I'm only risking $35 on it, so I have no problems with that. And looking on this daily chart here, we have key support here at the 1300s. So ideally, this would be the ultimate goal, to bring it down to the 1300, if not a little bit more. Scrolling back, the low of the year is 1257 or 1260s, right? So it could have potential to come down to here tomorrow if we are going to see like a continuation downwards on the SPY right here. We'll have to see, but that's my plan on Amazon. I'm just going to take that trade right there. That's the plan. Next up, we have Apple, AAPL. Apple, again, closed very, very weak. On Monday, we saw that it rejected perfectly the 150 area. Okay. I like, personally, the $150 mark right here, as well as the $149 mark, which is coincidentally the VWAP. Now, if we look here on the 15-minute chart, you'll see it a little bit more clear at the 149 here. You'll see past support now becomes resistance. This is where it popped at the open and failed. It tried a few times, finally breakthrough, but it was a failed breakout, and it snapped again. So right now the stock is holding at 146.75. It does have potential to come back up and fail again, or out the gates it might just fail altogether. And if it does that, I mean, resistance one, the first resistance I'm looking at is 147.5. So I might just take this out the gates. Again, small size, right? Risking a little bit above 147.5. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't matter. And this thing I picked because it really has potential to come down on the daily chart to the 142, 140s, right? So that's my goal for tomorrow. I want that quick move, kind of like a scalp for a couple of points, and be done with it, because I gotta leave early tomorrow. As you can see here on the daily chart on 150, it was a key support area. Now let's zoom in a little bit. It was a key support area, and it's now snapped, right? So ideally, ultimately, if tomorrow it's going to be a retracement day, that's where it's going to retrace to before the fail, right? It's going to come back up and fail. That's what I'm looking for. We'll be looking at the bottom of this wick, 149.50, as well as the closing price of the previous day around this 150.75 area, right? But if I'm just gonna pick an arbitrary number, that would be the 150 psychological whole number, as well as 149. So I'll be looking for those two marks on Apple to short. JD, I made a very great trade on it, and I'm going to recap it right after I finish this watch list. What happened was basically this on the daily chart, this is a massive bearish engulfing candle, which is a signal that it will have more downside tomorrow. The way it closes, I'm looking for a pop-up in the pre-market and probably hold these highs, top out here at the $20 area, as well as the $20.20 area right here. Okay, so this is actually a very concise resistance zone that I'm looking for. If it gets back up and over and starts holding the 20, I will anticipate it to break out and get back up to this area right here. Nah, I don't even think it can get back above 20 here. This 2010 area. I mean, if you look at the 2010 as well, might as well mark that in. That's the 2010. 2010 in itself is very, very deadly. As you can see, this right there. You have prior support, also prior support, and then key resistance, and then prior support. Now it's snapped. It's now resistance area. Yeah, I'm looking for that bearish engulfing, looking for more downside. At the very least, test the lows around the 19s. I think JD is going to be one of my main plays tomorrow. I mean, look for that pop. And I'm going to be looking for kind of like the intraday swing. Scrolling back out to the IPO days, I mean, in 2014, it's now snapped the initial IPO pricing. And I think people are going to start panicking, right? So that's what I'm looking for, a pop into this resistance area, look for that short and hammer it right back down. JD. Roku's next. Roku has a nice little retracement day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, green. Okay, so it's following a nice pattern too. I mean, 5 red days, 1 retracement day, 5 red days, 1 retracement day. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna look for the same pattern here, right? I mean, open sideways and fail. Why not? Because the pattern's been working so well, and the closing price is interestingly enough right here, right by the side, right? So tomorrow we should be seeing it open sideways and fail from there. This is actually ideal. It's what I'm exactly looking for. Depending on where it opens, right? Hopefully it opens a little bit under the 27, and then that way I can risk a little bit above 27 and hammer it down. I think Roku does have potential to reach the 25, which is my main target here. Roku's going to be one of my main watches. Okay, and bring it down to the 25 area. Now, it might not follow this pattern. It might have another day back up and test these highs again before it fails. Stock is a little bit overextended. I mean, this day in itself was overextended. Hence, we saw this little pop back up. So on Roku, on my notes, I mark off 28 and 28.25. So let's see where 28 is. Right here. If it can pop back up, all these shorts covering it doesn't gap down, then it's going to pop back up right at the open. If it gaps down, then even better. And I'm going to look for the pop back up into 27 and hammer it. Shorts piled in right here at the double top at 28.25, 28.20s here. Okay, and it doesn't look like they have covered yet. But if it doesn't gap down, that's what the stock is going to do. If it doesn't gap down, these shorts are going to want to cover a little bit, causing a little pop, maybe even into this 27.50, and then they'll come back in. But ideally, I want to see this pop as much as it could near the 28, hammer it back down. Or I might take the thesis of it opening sideways. If it gaps down a little bit, just around under this 27 area, I want to short it and risk like 10, 15 cents and bring it down from there. And my scalp target is 26, 26.50 and 26, right? And then pay myself and ride the rest. I might swing short this for the whole week until it hits 25 on the very, very small size. We'll see how that goes. That's Roku. AMRN is interesting. Ever since AMRN made this run, I've been watching it. Let's move this out of the way. Ever since AMRN made this run from this massive green day here and made this run, I've been watching it and paying attention to it. It's been on my side watch, right? A few weeks ago, I talked about it coming down under the 15, and it already did. Now it snapped even further and snapped down under 13. What, right? What I like about this is I want to see the 13 key psychological whole number to test and fail. And essentially, I want to bring it all the way back down to the $10 mark. If not, fail and bring it back down to where it came from. Because to me, this is a trash company. This is a trash company. But in 2019, though, they will be having some sort of a clinical news. And at the start of the year, we should be seeing some form of news come out, a catalyst causing like a little bounce. Personally, on a short term, I want to see a test of 13 and fail and slowly bring it back down to the 10. Hopefully, it gets to the 10 first before the next bounce. And that's what I'm looking for. We can see a very concise pattern here. I mean, lately we've been watching these type of double tops in around the mid lunch area or mid afternoon, early afternoon area, a double top and then fail. So that's what I'm looking for. A pop back up into 13 would be great, and a fail from there. 13 key psychological whole number as well as prior support. I also want to note this trend line right here. Right here. This trend line. Oh, no. This trend line right here, linking the lows. So this low, first higher low, this low, and this low right here. And it matches up perfectly at the 13 mark. So 13, I think it's going to hold it down and fail from there. This is a nice swing idea as well as a nice intraday idea. So I like it for this coming week. I'll watch it. And hopefully, if I could get in early tomorrow and hit that 13 mark and just bring it down. AMRN. And yeah, that's it for my watch list. That's 5 tickers. So I hope you guys enjoy what you watch, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you.